Okay, hello everybody, and welcome to my 2020 in the bag, going from the wide open holes of University of Essex to the wooded holes of D.R.Disc Golf here in Orrington, Maine, and the rest of Maine. But this is my bag for D.R.Disc Golf, which is very wooded, and then I'll tell you my my other options for the other courses which I've seen online. So, we'll start with the bag. Good old-fashioned grippy Q, cool bag tags, tons of room. Love this once I got it. I have a little Discraft rig from like 2000, and I had Gateway Ozark, and I need something in between it, and this is perfect. And ever since I put my stuff in this, I haven't put it back in the Ozark or the Discraft bag. So, let's start with putters. I have 4 different putters. They're all for different uses. It's also because I can't play that much, so I use whatever putter feels good at the time. I practice putting, and most of the time I use a Pro D ringer. And I love these things. They got a flat profile, and I putt with lighter plastics. So these are like 165, 167, and I love these. This is also one of my overstable approach shots if I need it. But I just love the feel of this. When I'm not snapping enough, because it is overstable for a putter, I can go to a Ledgestone Crazy Tough Challenger. And this is also great for turnovers and stuff. I probably throw this off the tee a lot more than any of the others. But it's great, and it's got the glide. It's kind of like a Challenger, but it's a different kind. But love these things, and those are really great. I've also found that having the thumb track in the GT Bangor is sometimes I just putt better doing that. Sometimes it just feels better, so I carry that. This is my most overstable putter. I got it in a misprint pack. I cannot. You guys know, I always recommend getting misprint packs from Discraft because you get a bunch of different models you can try out for much cheaper than retail. Anyways, and then lastly, I got this the other day, and I took it out and I was putting, and I cannot believe how unbelievably straight this is. I know everybody else has said it's straight. I do not putt. I'm not a spin putter, and I'm not really a push putter. I just work it. And this was just unbelievable putting the other day, and just how straight it is unbelievable. I have thrown this off the tee for a couple turnovers, and it's really easy to control for turnovers as well. But I cannot believe how straight this thing is. I love the Fierce. I love the Fierce, and so I've been trading for them and trying to buy them ever since for the last few weeks. Well, we're all stuck here in quarantine. So that's my putters, ringer, CT Challenger, GT Bangor GT, and the Fierce. So let's go to mids. With the mids, I've always had this in. It's a TI Flex Meteor from the 2015 Ledgestone, and I was having trouble with. I used to throw Wizards and Wasps, and I had trouble with the disc in between that. And remember, I throw with both hands, so I didn't have to throw both arms, so I didn't have to throw turnovers. And I picked this up, and it just seemed so natural. It was just right, perfect in between a Wizard and a Wasp, and then it's just stayed there. And I just love this thing for drives and upshots, and it's just great. And of course, since it's TI Flex, it's really durable, and it's hit plenty of trees already here in Maine, and I love it to death. Next is my Z Flex Buzz SS's, and I get them a little bit lighter. This is only a 172. As I age, it's much easier to control, and I don't have to throw with as much effort either hand. But now that I'm in the woods, I'm going to be hitting trees. So Z Flex has worked very great so far. because when you hit a tree, it doesn't bounce as far as Z or ESP. And Buzz SSs are just like a step down from a Buzz, and so I can really throw turnovers now, because some shots, even if you can throw both arms, sometimes you just gotta S. You gotta shape shots, which has been so incredible to do, and feels so good. So Buzz SS, really good. Next up in the stability, I got a nice 4-time Buzz. This is probably my straightest Buzz. I think a Buzz I think they made Buzzes for people like us who can't throw a putter 300 feet or 500 feet like the pros do, 400 feet, because I can throw this like a putter, like a fierce, just so straight for 300 feet, and feels great and stuff, and there's no reason to take it out of the bag. So that's like my straight Buzz. And then I've got an overstable Buzz a little bit. Got a big Z. I started toying with this along with the Wasp, and I used to carry Scouts, and it's just so straight. So and then I kind of settled down to the ESP, and now so this is like my overstable Buzz, and I love this thing. I love this thing. I was playing with this in 18 before I got signed, and so that's the mid ranges. Let's go to fairways. Fairways very understable. I've got an Ace Race Sting. This is new. I put this in the bag, and it's a speed 7. It's an understable stalker, is what it is. And I just haven't been able to dial in stalkers. And I used to throw Legacy Patriots, and it's like a Patriot, and I don't have to get it's just slightly more understable than a Patriot. So I just love this thing to death, because again, I'm in the woods. I'm taking something off my shots because I want to try and be accurate. Lord knows my rating needs me to be more accurate. And yeah, this is just fit so natural. So I traded for a bunch of these. So now I have like 4 or 5 of these. That's a Sting. That's a Sting. Next up on the list are my heats. So I carry 2 heats, just because this one's so dang fun to throw, and I love the stamp. It's the last tournament I played in the United Kingdom. And then I have a Z Flex, because if you saw my allotment, I got a bunch of Z Flex heats. So this to hit trees, and not bounce too far. And also, I think they're the same in stability. This might be a little bit more understable. But remember, I got my first Eagle in Maine with this one. And I just love the heats. They're like a Thrasher, but speed 9. And I just love them. I can't do without the heats. When somebody was putting up a post that said do a 1-disc round, I think I was going to throw a heat. I was going to throw a heat or an Undertaker. So speaking of which, so Undertakers. So we got a Z Flex for bouncing off of trees, for big traffic, and then this thing is just so straight, it's unbelievable. ESP Undertaker. And it's hard to decide. If I'm not throwing well, which if you look at my rating is a lot, I'll throw the Z Flex so it doesn't get off the fairway too much when I hit trees. And then when I'm throwing good, this thing, bye. Because I know I can shape this through stuff. Anyways, so that's those. Let's get up to this. I like the Annex. It's like a utility disc for me. I have found that throwing thumbers, because I get tired, I can just throw hammers and stuff, and it goes further than my Predator does, which I used to throw, which is also another utility disc. And it's really pretty. So, but I love this thing. 10.603, and it's just, I love it. But it also, it's pretty much for throwing hammers and stuff. And it's also, if I got to get on something and the Undertaker's not going to fill it, boom, Annex. Get on it, throw it as hard as I can, and it's going to come back. So, then we get to long distance drivers. And right now, hitting the trees, I love this thing. It's way less stable than my Z. And my Z has been in the bag for a long time. And I've just been loving this thing. Loving this thing. And again, Z-Flex hitting the woods at D.R.Disc Golf. Doesn't bounce as far. Also, can find it really good. But and it's lighter. It's only 170, 172. I'm going to try and get into the 160s here because I turn like 53 in a week or something like that. So that's that. This is my main straight driver, and if you follow me on Instagram, Disc Golf Switch Thrower, I showed you I have a stack back here of ESP Flex Surges, and these are speed 11, forces are speed 12, and it just goes so straight. They just go so straight that I've had this in my bag for, I don't know. I got this from a misprint back in like 2012, and I just love it to death. The 167, so my old man arm doesn't have to do too much work. And, look at this thing. This is probably the longest tenured disc in my bag. Yeah, it is. It is. And look at it. It still flies straight. It's hit plenty of trees. ESP Flex. Bring it back, Discraft, please. All right, so I also got, if you saw me on Instagram, I got the new Test Flight Hades, and I was throwing it, and it was just incredible in the woods because I could get it to flip up just the tiniest bit because I don't have a big arm anymore, and then it would stall out whichever dog leg I needed, right? Dog leg to the right. So this is a Hades, and oh man, just loving this thing. Just loving this thing. Pink, so it's easy to find. But yeah, this is the newest disc in the bag. This came in right after the Fierce. Loving that. Then if I need overstable, but I need to crank on something, I've got an Austin Turner Z Force from I think 2018 or 17 or something like that. And I love this thing. It just seems to go farther than I think it will, which is really nice in disc golf. And I just keep it in the bag because there are a couple of holes there. I haven't gotten to play the Lynx. I've only been playing the Bobcat the few times I've gotten out. They have 2 18-hole courses at D.R.Disc Golf and a beginner 9. So if you're anywhere near Bangor, Maine, or Orrington, it's just such a great deal. You can play all day for like $12 or something, and they have 3 different courses. So anyways, just loving my Austin Turner Force. That's never coming out of the bag. So another new addition is the Z-Flex crank. This is if I want to get on something more than my Surge, and I just, even though the Surge won't bounce off the trees as hard, I'm just trying out crank, and I'm loving the crank. That's really good. Been loving this. Again, it's 170. Tell Discraft what weight you want, and odds are they're going to be able to fill it. Because I asked for a bunch of 167 and 170 stuff, and I got it. All right, so overstable. Last disc in the bag. This is my Flight IZ Predator. My other Predator is retired a couple of years ago, and I got this a couple of years ago because this is, I think this is 2018 away team. I got 2 of these, and I just love this thing to death. It's domey. It's not flat top like my other Predator, but it was really easy to adjust to. And since it's a fly die, it looks good when you throw it. And if you can't play good, you gotta look good. So that's my bag. That's my bag for DR. Now over here, if I'm gonna go, and I've seen there are some fantastic courses in Maine. Sabattis has 2 courses on their property, and 2 of them are in the top 50 in the entire world. And I get to play them. So there's other courses that are wide open. So I would probably in and out some of these discs. I've tried the Archer. I haven't really needed the Archer. I've brought it out a few times, and I just feel like my Meteor kind of covers it. But if I need a little bit more glide, I might bring the Archer out. And if I got room, because I'm sitting on my throne of forces and and nukes. I'll bring this bag if I got a wide open course, because then I can carry like a lunch and stuff in it, and I can eat during the round, so I keep my energy up. Anyways, so Archer. Another straight disc like a Surge is a 1.6 Nate DOS Avenger. This is also known as a Batwing. Throw my stack of Batwings is somewhere. Love this thing to death. Used to throw it in the noughties, like 2006 when we first moved to England, and that would go in. Definitely my Z would go in. My Z Thrasher would go in because, heck, I won Tilney pretty much because of this disc. And just hyzer flipping goodness. Such easy distance. And then on another wide open course, I would take this Z Nuke from 2010. It has the Huck Lab. I really love this disc. This is like so, and it goes so far because it's kind of beat in. You know, it's like a 7 out of 10, and it just goes and goes. And then, of course, if I want something to come back a little bit, I've got a Zeus, which I throw flashes, and it's a speed 12 flash. So even though it says 1.9, it's a speed 12 flash to me, and I love this. And you know, I don't need to tell you it's a great disc. Everybody's throwing it, and it's a great disc. And then if I want something, a flat top Z Force from our tournament, I got a Fly Die Force. This is really good. It's kind of, I can't throw it right-handed, but I can throw it really well left-handed. I must get more snap left-handed. And then if the wind shows up, Nuke OS. Because I think I have stuff covered with the Predator in the wind, or if I just, you know, if you're because when I play Devil's Grove, one of the courses I hear is Deuce or Die, but it's like all through woods, and you just got to throw like meat hook shots. So I'll probably bring that when I get to play that. That's Mother's Day because it got delayed. But that is my bag. Thank you so much for watching, and I'm sorry this took so long to come out, but really a lot of understable stuff has come into my bag, and I'm just loving throwing it. But everybody stay safe, and do challenges, and take care. And I'd like to thank Wes and Bob and the Discraft Underground team. Thank you very much. You guys stay safe out there.